Early 20th century industrial labor operated on a rigid, mechanical logic. In this system, workers were interchangeable components of a larger machine. This group of factory workers illustrates the personnel era. When dwarfed by machinery, individuals are managed as operational expenses rather than assets to be grown. Even as labor moved into the office, the view remained transactional. These rows of typists show organizational focus stayed fixed on basic cost control. Traditional human resource management functions as a reactive system. It is designed around the necessities of the era: payroll processing, labor law compliance, and basic employee welfare. The modern transition to human capital management requires a different economic definition. In financial terms, capital refers to an asset invested specifically to yield a compounding return over time. Under this framework, expenses like training and onboarding are reclassified as investments. The goal is to improve employee productivity and engagement to drive better business outcomes. Moving from personnel to human capital represents an economic restructuring of how businesses value their people. This timeline tracks management's evolution. In 1890, welfare officers handled basic worker needs. Mid-century personnel management systematized compliance. By the 1980s, human resource management formalized recruiting and training policies. Today, the HR business partner integrates the workforce directly into overarching business strategy. The primary difference across this timeline is intent. Traditional management is reactive and compliance-focused. Modern HCM is proactive and goal-aligned. In a volatile business environment, treating the workforce as a collection of valuable assets is the most reliable way to ensure long-term corporate growth. Executing a human capital strategy requires a structured management process, a series of daily activities that turn theory into performance. Every manager uses these 5 foundational pillars to execute their strategy and manage their team. On the left, we see plan, the setting of goals and standards, and organize, where a manager delegates authority and establishes communication channels. The staff node is the core of the process. It involves recruiting, training, evaluating, and rewarding the people within the organization. The process is completed by lead, maintaining morale and motivation, and control, which involves comparing performance against set standards to take corrective action. Expanding the staff function reveals the 5 key elements of modern HCM: recruitment, onboarding, training and development, performance management, and succession planning. These functions are the mechanical gears that allow an organization to extract a return from its human capital. HR departments do not handle every personnel issue in isolation. Management duties are divided by specific types of authority. HR managers primarily hold staff authority. This is an advisory power. They design formal systems and offer guidance to other departments, but they rarely give direct orders to operational teams. Operational managers hold line authority. They have the direct power to issue orders to subordinates and are responsible for accomplishing the organization's core tasks. Because they hold line authority, operational managers carry out significant HCM responsibilities. They place the right people in jobs and orient new employees to their specific duties. Line managers are also responsible for interpreting company policies, controlling costs, protecting employee health, and maintaining daily morale. The HR manager performs a coordinative function, ensuring these policies are applied uniformly by every line manager across the entire company. Effective human capital management requires operational line managers to execute these systems on the ground. This coordination is most visible in talent management, a subset of HCM focused on identifying and developing high-potential employees. To prevent leadership vacuums, companies use replacement charts like this one to track their internal talent pipeline. The chart plots present performance, seen in the triangles on the left, against promotion potential, indicated by the squares on the right. Look at the entry for Abel J. While his performance is outstanding, his promotion potential requires specific interventions, such as job rotations and executive development courses. Contrast this with Jones and Smith, who require no further development. This allows the organization to allocate training resources exactly where they will generate the most value. Succession planning visualizes abstract human potential turning it into a deliberate, actionable pipeline for stability. Once talent is identified, the organization must design the roles those people will occupy, beginning at the micro level with job design. Job design is the engineering of a specific role. It defines tasks, responsibilities, the required skills, and the level of autonomy an employee has. Traditional job design prioritized mechanical efficiency and standardization. Modern job design focuses on flexibility and employee empowerment to increase motivation. Managers adjust roles through job enlargement, which expands the horizontal scope of a job by adding a higher volume of similar tasks. Alternatively, job enrichment expands the role vertically. This gives the employee more autonomy and control over how their work is executed. Finally, job rotation moves employees between different roles to prevent burnout and cross-pollinate specialized skills across the organization. Well-structured jobs boost engagement by showing the employee exactly how their specific contribution supports the organization's goals. Zooming out from the individual job, we find the macro system, organizational design. This chart shows the process of structuring reporting lines and resource allocation across thousands of employees. In a large organization, human management is split into specialized divisions, such as policy development, employment services, and employee development. These macro structures are typically functional, organized by department, divisional, organized by product, or matrix, which uses a hybrid of both. While traditional structures were strictly hierarchical and bureaucratic, modern design favors decentralized, flexible networks that can adapt to changing markets. Combining micro-job design with macro-organizational design leads to goal alignment, improved performance, and clear role definitions. Viewing employees as compounding capital assets and engineering the surrounding corporate structure to support them creates a resilient, innovative engine for long-term survival.